my live chat. This is Kiki, Divine Truth Angel, coming to you live on these YouTube streets. Today is Tuesday, so thank God for that. I hope your day was good and productive. If not productive, I hope that you just journaled, write down some goals, anything else that you needed to do to get mind, body, and soul together here. So today I'm coming to you with a general message here. Everything may not resonate with you, but if it do, just take that, heal, learn, let it be fertilizer to your seeds that you have planted for growth here. So the channel word that I kept getting today was stillness. And Spirit is saying to put in an example. So the stillness, I'm not talking about saying you're in a mall. And let me make sure that my volume is up. Okay, say you're in a mall and you just see people coming, going, whether they going into the stores, going into just walking past you here, and you're just standing still, just stuck. That's not the stillness that I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the stillness that have you confused on what direction that you need to take here, or thinking about the money that you have in your pocket and what did you actually come to the mall for. That's the stillness that I'm not. This is actually universal law here, God, spirit, and universal law here. So we're talking about stillness. Now, I just want to clarify what stillness that I'm speaking of, and I did write me some little notes here. Stillness is clarity, having the wisdom, and then the inner power within self here. That is the stillness that I am explaining today here. That this, when you have the clarity, the will, wisdom, and inner power, when you master those three here, this would make, this is the reflection of knowing the mind, body, and the soul. Now, what stillness vibrates off of is your mental, your emotions, intuitions, making better decisions for self, and then just connecting to a higher purpose, a higher way of thinking, connecting to the Most High God. So that is the stillness that I am talking about here today. Just wanted to give you a rundown because I didn't want you to think, oh, she just talking about people confused. No, I'm not talking about confusion. This is divine intervention. So I wanted to give you the understanding of what stillness that I'm speaking of here. So the stillness that I have, the word that's been popping up all day today, self-reflection here. So self-reflection, I self-reflect, especially when something comes up. Just say, example, say you get a $600 check you wasn't expecting in the mail. So maybe you signed up for a lawsuit or claims or something and you wasn't expecting it to come. You have actually never thought about it. And then say you actually can pay off a bill with, that's not actually due. You've been paying it fine. But do you want to get into the do you want to pay it off, or do you just want to keep your payments processing? So I self-reflect on what I need to do, and in the long run that would help me with the situation here. It says, in the world of chaos and humanity, and everyone's running behind money instead of living, I find you a different soul, because I see the love and the compassion towards others around you and yourself. I love you. Love you too here. And yes, money doesn't make me competitive. Money really don't make me happy. When you grow up surviving, when you grow up being neglected, when you grow up being without a lot, you appreciate just the small things around you, like this squish ball here. A lot of people probably use it when they mad. They squeeze it, just angry. But me, I find joy in it. I start jiggling it, pulling it apart. See, I'm just different than most people here. So when you've been done wrong your whole life, it doesn't make me want to give it back to anybody else. I actually want to let people know that I beat my past. Regardless of how someone treated me, I don't have to go back and treat them the same way they do me. So thank you for that, Scooby. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Another stillness is breathing. You could have examples. You can have an overwhelming boss that constantly wants to micromanage. Say you got a micromanage boss, and you feel like you're the only one that this boss picks on. Start breathing. There's different breathing techniques. Me personally, I like to breathe in, hold it for about 2 or 3 seconds, and woosah. That works for me, even if I do it 3 to 5 times. But it just releases the frustration without you uh, reacting and then may regretting. So that is a stillness in what I'm explaining today as well here. Reducing noise over and distractions. So you could be in a place, say you're at home and you got a lot of children, and your kids won't sit down, and this and this and that, and then the more you fuss and fuss and fuss, it's like you're just yelling at the walls, cracking the walls. They're not paying any attention to you. You can break out the chaos with the belt, or make them stand in the corner, or go to sleep early. And it's gonna be a period before they wind down. But to take stillness within self here, you just sort of, I'm not telling you to ignore it, but reduce the noise within self. Even if you got to go, that's why stillness is part of the inner power, because that's where our peace lies. So sometimes we have to go inside ourselves here to get away from the distractions and the noise. I know when I stayed in Dallas, I was by the main highway, President George Bush, and it was like I heard the highway all day long. And that's what made me not like the city anymore. But while I was there, I had to deal with it, and that's one way I deal with it. When I got home from work, I just put on me some music, or I just get within self here to figure out different ways, strategies that I can overcome this highway. And then the last stillness here is pause. Just pause. Instead of arguing back with somebody and you're right, just pause. Instead of giving up, just pause. A lot of people don't understand that when you sit with self, or when you silence, if I was always grown up, they said silence is a deadly killer. And it really is to the person that wants the reaction out of you. But silence is not actually deadly within the soul here. It's actually a universal law that within you knowing yourself here. And just take a pause here. So pause, listening within, trusting the process, and create a space of awareness. So that's what we're going to get into here today, is stillness. I did pull an inspiration card here, and it says, no. No is a full sentence. Guard your energy from unnecessary drains. And this could be people. This could be people, places, and things. It's what I'm getting. If your family knows that you have a short temper, say they feel like you're a short temper person, they'll do everything in their power to hit that red button to see you destroy yourself here, is what I'm getting. But you can't feed into that. That's not growth here. Growth is unpredictable, because when you could plant a row of seeds in the garden, those seeds are not going to all fall in line. You're going to have some of them, when they grow up, they going to lean over. Some going to be taller than others. Some may be fatter than others. So you have to be unpredictable when it comes to your stillness, is what I'm getting. It says, what felt safe was slowly suffocating you here. You may have been in a situation here with a friend, family, loved one. It might even have been a work situation here. And you may felt safe, you know, having a job that was giving you come home, you didn't have time for your family, or just dealing with someone that you thought that really loved you and cared about you, but all alone it was suffocating you here. Spirit said this is a sign of stillness, that stillness is needed within. You have to recognize, remember it says to create the space of awareness here. You have to recognize when someone is trying to bother your stillness within. It's what I'm getting. And I'm sorry, I'm doing a free draw here. I'm just doing my inspiration cards today. Let's see. Doubt rises when truth gets too close. Have you ever been in a position where you knew you was in the right, but because so many people, oh, we're not gonna do that, or that just don't seem right, now you are questioning whom you are, your creation, as if it's not good enough, or it wasn't fit for whatever you was doing it for. Or just a situation. You putting yourself in situations that probably didn't have nothing to do with you, or somebody putting you in a situation that didn't have nothing to do with you. And now you doubting yourself. It's like you're the guilty one. It's what Spirit is saying here. That's go back to the stillness. This is a situation here where that when you self-reflect, you don't have time to doubt yourself. It's what I'm getting. Detachment formed to survive what hurt. Spirit will take you. And when you're in a comfortable place and God said, no, this is not where you need to be, God will detach you from people, places, and things here. And you may not understand it. They may not understand it either. But it's the good for your detriment. Divine love. They said what it says, God protection is what I'm getting. It says detachment form to survive what hurt. This is more of the clarity that I'm getting in the stillness here. Sometimes we feel that we have the situation under control, and then things just start breaking apart. I look at situation like everything's not meant. If it's not meant, it's not going to work accordingly. Like the weapon may form but never prosper. This is the same energy that I get from what Spirit is trying to say today here. Then it says anxiety shows up when something honest is shifting here. Breathing, that is stillness, the breathing technique, because that's all anxiety is. You can beat that, but it takes work. I know a lot of people run to medication, which some may need it, but I'm just saying when you're on this spiritual journey here and trying to find the inner you, heal, letting go, forgiving, these are all things that are hard to do. This is not a cakewalk here. Anytime you walking with the Most High God, this is not a cakewalk for only soldiers. And I'm just being honest with you, everybody don't make the cut because people give up on themselves here. But Spirit is saying that when things come in your way, whether it's the impossible, you're supposed to give to the Most High God. If it's something that you can control it. But do not have anxiety or an uproar within your emotions. Don't allow your emotions to control the best of the situation. Is what I'm getting here. Take a pause. Spirit said, take a pause, and then I get one more card. And this one is the cost of the becoming here. Numb and faded, reality stepped in. You can do this in many situations. I'll use like a love situation here. Say you were so in love with someone and you thought that nothing would change it, and then that person really just wasn't loving you just like you loved them. Well, when reality came in, you felt like you're doing everything right. And when reality came in here, reality opened your eyes up to letting you know that, hey, the same love that you have for this person is not the same love this person have for you. This person's heart is not like yours. So, and you can't force nobody to be with you here. This to me is reducing the distractions. When you work on your stillness here, like I said, it's self-reflection, breathing, reducing the noise, reducing distractions, and take a pause. When situations like these 5 examples that popped up here, you will be able to recognize it, understand this is, I practiced this before. I understand the universal law of stillness here. And I'm going to bring my clarity, my wisdom here, my inner powers. I'm going to reflect within the mind, body, and soul to master whatever comes my way. And if I cannot master the impossibles, I'm going to give it to the Most High God here. Because when you have stillness, you are supposed to be able to clear your mental, your emotions. You should have them intact and graphs here. Intuition on point here. Better decision making here, and connecting to a higher purpose within self or the Most High God. He'll show you a sign. He'll let you know before actually they get even worse. Is what I'm getting. So I just want to take a few cards here and see, Spirit, what you have to say about stillness. Look, so it may be somebody here in the energy. It says he or she never loved you. They love what you did for them. And that goes back to the numb and fade reality, but reality stepped in. And see, that's to me is like, you said, well, you can't know when somebody feel different, but yes, you can. Once you're working on self here and mastering your universal laws here, you will see the ice before it begins to melt. Is what I'm getting. And because sometimes love may look like love, but it ain't. It's an illusion. Those are the distraction that Spirit wants us to wake up to understand what it really is and what it is and what it's not. Is what I'm getting. Look, self-reflect. What is that is where the answer lies here. So that's a part of, well, I don't know if I can, there you go. Self-reflect, and we talk about self-reflection here. That's where the answer lies is. That goes back to the card when it said doubt rises when truth gets too close here. Once you self-reflect here, you'll master the doubt. It won't be a doubt. You already know what it is. Blackbirds surrounding a latrine. And it says when I seen this, it means fear. So I'll use the anxiety card here. It says anxiety showed up when something honest is shifting here, and that's a fear. So when things get uncomfortable for you, and it may not be, not a hard anxiety attack, but the energy level changes within the mind, body, and soul. That's when you're supposed to take a pause. But all of this is still part of being stillness and knowing. Once you master this, like I said, you'll be able to bring clarity within self and say, okay, this is somebody trying to put me in fear here. This is somebody trying to make me shift in a way that's going to throw me off balance here. And it's going to give them they positive, and I'm going to lose out again here. So if you want to win within self here, mastering everything that whether people putting it your way or you doing it to yourself, you have to be aware of the situations. Like my mama used to always say, every situation don't cause for a reaction. Sometimes you have to pause, be still is what I'm getting. She didn't use those exact words, but I'm using them. It says stand firm on your boundaries. Detachment formed to survive what hurts. When when people, places, a thing detached from you, I had family walk away from me, listening to a man of money that paid them to stop talking to me. I've had family lie on me to keep somebody away from me. I have had friends sleep with my baby daddies, my ex-boyfriends. I've had close family members done me the same way. When they come into my circumference and detach me from things that I truly love, I truly understand this, that if I survive on this detachment here, I'm going to end up hurting myself. So if they were so easily manipulated to go behind my back and do they whatever, they boom booms and knock knocks to try to hurt me, then guess what? At the end of the day, I'm just gonna walk in my stillness, take a pause, because I know that if I give this detachment and this survive, because I ain't surviving, I'm thriving, and that's where the energy they trying to put me into, then I'm gonna give it to the Holy Spirit. And I know that God pays back in 10. I know I done seen people have it one day and the next not have nothing. So he knows how to get them where it's hurt. If I go over there and whoop them, pistol whoop them, or beat them down, that ain't gonna be nothing but temporarily, you know. And that's serious. When I was a child, I had a fight with my cousin. I didn't even know the girl was my cousin because she was sleeping with my man. And they told me the same night he was over there rubbing them knots. So, when the detachment forms to survive what hurts, Spirit is saying stand firm on your boundaries. When something detaches from you, that's God protection. It's what I'm getting. Uh-oh. Spirit said manipulation is like a form of highest energy in the world today. People like to manipulate others to get what they want in life here. That is something, when you master the stillness of the universal law here, and that's God's spirit and the universe in the law, um, can't nobody do you like that no more. Manipulation. You'll be able to read a manipulator 1,000 miles away. Like I always say, never underestimate the underestimator. Because just because I look like I'm dumb, which I play it sometimes, don't mean I am. I'm probably the smartest one in the room. I'm just reading the energy here. So never let that's the definition of never let the left hand know what the right hand is doing. So what felt safe was slowly suffocating you. Two masks. And when you have two masks, that's self-deception here. You could be the one that's wearing two masks, or the person that you're dealing with could have been the one that wearing two masks. Here is what I'm getting. But what felt safe was slowly suffocating you. You was comfortable wearing two masks. You was comfortable manipulating, being in an energy that maybe you thought it was love and it wasn't here. It's what I'm getting. So I'm giving it examples of stillness here, forming clarity, wisdom, and inner power. And that's how you're going to gain it here. You have to work for it. And working is not just saying, oh, you got to go out there and plow holes and haul hay. I'm not saying that, but it's within self here. And a lot of people don't like to sit with themselves to get the best of them. The card that came out, it says illusion. What you see may not always be a full picture. You are caught up in a false image or misunderstanding. Look beyond the surface and the real truth will reveal itself. And that's confirmation. I can literally just get off this live right now here. That is confirmation. And the only way you're going to be able to master the illusions is to have stillness. Let me think, did I have another? I think I wanted to do an angel number here. Hold on, let me see what this one is. Before I go, I ain't gonna take too much of y'all time out today here. This is like I said, this part 4 here of the divine intervention. Spirit wanted me to speak on stillness here because there's a lot of people that is confused about what to do, how to manage it. So I have the priestess in ancestral tides. It says, I am guided by deep knowing. I trust the whisper of my lineage, my ancestors, my lineage within self. And I do. So this is confirmation here to this message that God, Spirit has guaranteed you that you are not being fooled and you are not being tricked. I like when I'm confirmed, even though I know what I'm doing here and I'm being directed. I just like when my cards come out to validate it. And I'm getting an angel number here, and then I'll let y'all go and y'all can enjoy the rest of your day. Oh, so the angel number that I have is 0000. It's a reset, relaxation, unknown, surrender, finish line, success, and victory. 0000 means limitless potential. It serves as a timely reminder that anything can be accomplished if you can dream it. There is no reason you can't make it a reality. If something is in possession of another person, it is also available to you. So try to remain calm. What's meant for you won't pass by you. Let go of the tension and relax. You know what? Spirit is here. I rest my case. This I don't even have to say anymore. Like I said, part 4 of stillness. Go back. Remember, if you have to just go back, pause. Take a pause. Listen within. Before you make the decision of your life or a decision that could change your life, take a pause. Listen within. Whether it's within inner self, because remember, once you master stillness, you will be able to hear your inner wisdom, whether it's yourself or God. Then you have to trust the process of what's given, what's being told, what's guiding. And then create a space of awareness. And once you be able to do that, you will master the law of the universe, the divine intervention of stillness. Y'all have a great and blessed day.